YouTube? riderxero here today with the new review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Green Lantern Movie Masters Kilowog figure. This figure was first available exclusively at Comic-Con. If you weren't able to attend like me, they did make it available on the MattyCollector.com website. I think it was like the next week or so afterwards. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. But they sold it pretty much for, yeah, it was the same price they sold it for at the con. So, only downside is if you weren't able to get it at the con, you had to pay shipping, which was, I think it was about $10 or so, but not a huge deal, especially if you wanted the figure. So we're just going to kind of jump right into it. Taking a look here, it ships in this nice white outer box to kind of protect the inside box that the actual figure is housed in. You see it has the Green Lantern logo stylized there, just like the movie. And then if you go down here just a little bit, you see it has the Lantern logo, and then it says Movie Masters Kilowog, Mattel logo, Adult Collector, all that stuff. And that's pretty much it. You get some mumbo-jumbo here on the back, and that's it. It's just a plain white ship box. Inside of this box is this box, which is... These boxes are pretty large, so they're probably not going to all go into frame, and the same thing about the actual figure itself, so just kind of bear with me on this one. The box itself is actually really nice. It's styled just like the other Movie Masters figures from the line, and it actually is probably my favorite. I don't know, something about it, just the way that it looks, actually being a box rather than, you know, the way that the others are packaged. Even though it's kind of a box, but not really. I don't know. But anyway, I just really like the box. You can see there, nice Lantern logo in the background. Obviously, the figure is not in there because he's been out for a little while now. You can see here at the top of it, it does have the movie Green Lantern logo. Adult Collector. The actual figure is housed in here. Movie Masters Kilowog. Nothing on the sides, and on the back you get a little bit of a blurb just like the rest of them. It gives a short little bio of Kilowog there, and a nice shot of the actual figure itself. DC information, Matty Collector, etc., etc. I'm not going to bother reading all this stuff. Most of you probably are somewhat familiar with the Kilowog character, as he is one of the major lanterns from the Corps. So, no need to go over that. Anyway, enough with the box. One last look at it there. Like I said, it's a really cool box. I'll probably end up saving it just because I like the way it looks. But enough about that. Let's take a look at the man himself, Kilowog. Like I said, this monster, or this figure is a monster. It's probably closer to being in line with the Collect and Connect figures. I don't have the actual Kilowog Collect and Connect figure yet. I am working on getting that one. But it's definitely in scale with those, and as far as being in scale with the other Movie Masters figures, I would definitely agree that it's very, very well scaled versus the other ones. Just to give you an idea, here's the Abensur figure. So you kind of get a pretty good shot there. Abensur comes up to just about his waist. He doesn't even really come up to his chest. So it's definitely scaled, I would say, pretty correctly versus the other figures in the line. As a matter of fact, here is the Rotlop fan figure, which is just about the same as Abensur, even though you can't really see it on camera there. But yeah, it's definitely nicely scaled. Let's get these guys out of the way. So taking a look at the actual figure himself, he looks fantastic. Very, very accurate representation of Kilowog from the movie. Costume, the facial expression, I mean, he looks like he's pissed like he should be because he's the drill sergeant of the Corps. Costume looks great. The only thing I didn't like was it's not as metallic as the other ones, and I don't really think that that's necessarily a flaw for this one, because that would just be, I don't know, too showboaty, I guess, and he's more about the beatdown. I don't know if that makes sense. It does in my head, but you kind of get what I'm saying there. So taking a look at the detail work here, we'll bring Mr. Kilowog in here. Say hi, Kilowog. So you can see there, the head sculpt is fantastic. I mean, it looks identical to the one from the movie, or the CG from the movie. Which, it's kind of good that a lot of the characters were CG, because it really makes it a lot easier for them to be done as a figure. Because, I mean, you can just make it CG, whereas, while it's not too hard to, well, I guess I don't really know. I don't make figures, but I hope you get what I'm saying here. It's, with humans, it's harder to make them look as accurate to their human counterpart than it would be to make a CG look like a CG counterpart. It's a little bit easier, if that makes sense. Anyway, though, the Kilowog head sculpt is very nicely done. The sculpt all the way around is just fantastic. Like I said, the costume and everything looks good with this one. Just kind of taking a look here at the back of it. Got the Lantern logo right there on the chest. It is painted on versus some of the others that are molded in, which that's not a huge deal. Just going to kind of straighten everything out here. He's not as articulated as some of the other ones, I don't think, which we'll go over that here in a second. Let's finish looking at the detail, then we'll talk about articulation. So, like I said with the costume, it's more of a matte finish versus being a metallic finish like most of the other Lantern costumes have been as far as the movie characters. But you get a, you know, kind of a nice look there. It looks a little shinier because I have so much light on it right now because I'm filming in a kind of dark room, so I had to use all the light available. But you can see there it starts, it follows the same pattern with the lighter green up top, and then it kind of does a gradient effect into a darker green at the arms, going back down into that lighter green color. It does the same thing here, just like the others. It starts here at the lighter green, fades down into that more dark foresty green, and then back down to the feet. It gets back into that lighter green color again. The ring is very nicely done. I was really impressed. They managed to pull out enough detail to make it look like the Lantern ring, which is very, very nice. I really like the way they did the fist, actually. It kind of looks like, I don't know if you can really tell it there, but it kind of looks like he's wearing, I guess you call it like biker-style gloves. They're just always, to me, seem kind of like what he would really wear, to be honest. Articulation-wise, like I said, he's a little less articulated than some of the other figures from the line. He does have full 360 rotation on the shoulder, even though his giant muscles are kind of blocking it. He does have the hinge there at the shoulder. Now, some of the other figures have a kind of a twist here at the elbow. This one doesn't. It just has another hinge there, which unfortunately doesn't have a whole lot of range of motion. That's about as far as you can get. The wrist does have full turning abilities there. You can see that. Same thing over here on this arm, articulation-wise, so while they're going over that. As far as the head, it does, I don't know if you can really tell it here, it moves up and down like so, and you can kind of push it up like that, which makes it look kind of weird. So I tend to leave it usually about there, but you can see what I mean. You can kind of raise it up, but I usually tend to leave it about right there. He does turn here at the waist, and then the leg articulation, that's about as far as it goes as far as forward and back. And then it does go out to the side, hinge at the knee. It does actually rotate here at the knee like the others. And then for the ankle, you just get the up and down at the hinge there. No rotation like some of the other figures. So, like I said, the articulation is a little more limited, and I did get a little bit of a looser figure as far as the legs go. So that was a little bit of a bummer. But overall, I'm really, really impressed with this figure. I think it's a great figure for the Movie Masters line. I'm super excited that I was able to get one. And I definitely recommend it if you're a Lantern fan. If you're a Kilowog fan, you're going to enjoy it. If you're collecting the Movie Masters line, I think you'll enjoy it. And overall, it's just, I thought it was a pretty good figure. It could have probably stood to be just a tad bit cheaper. Because, to be perfectly honest, to me, it feels a little cheaper than some of the other figures. And this is just my opinion. Some of the others just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm really trying to get with that. But, I think it's a great figure. Like I said, it's definitely worth picking up. If you can get it for the same price that they sold it for on Matty Collector or that they sold it for at the con. As a matter of fact, if you're looking for one, contact Sound Out on Riders, Rangers, and Rambles. You can also check him out here on YouTube as well, Sound Out 12. He actually has an extra one for sale that he was actually getting for me, and I managed to get my own. So thanks to Sound Out for looking out for me there. But contact him if you're looking for one. Other than that, you know, that's pretty much it for this guy. Great figure overall. Definitely a good addition to the Movie Masters line. And if you're a Kilowog or Lantern fan, I think it's one that you're going to want to pick up. So that's going to do it. Don't forget to check out ridersrangersandrambles.com. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/riderxero. And that's going to do it. So until next time, thanks for watching. Take care.